Hello, welcome. Today, my name is Christine Cardoza from the Healing Soul School, and I have my engineer in the background, Virginia. She's here to help me with everything else in case something is needed. And we just want to say welcome. We're here today to talk about, do you have some kind of spiritual gifts? Do you have some kind of really strong intuition? Are you highly sensitive? Are you an empath? Are you maybe you've gone through some kind of harsh experience growing up or trauma or something like that, and you've been able to use your gifts from all of that and being able to read a room. That was something that I realized is, from my childhood, and maybe the emotions of my family were really a little bit volatile, or I wasn't able to really feel, I didn't say safe in those moments, because you never knew if someone was going to get upset. That I was able to learn how to read other people, and that's really helpful in business, but also you can create a business using that, because if someone's having an off day, or like if there's something feels off. And I didn't really realize that that was tapping into my intuitive gifts until I started to learn that the last year and a half, and my gifts and downloads just started to pop in. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And so if that sounds like you and you have these abilities, but you don't know how to turn that into a business, that's what I'm going to talk about today, and just share kind of like how you can get out there and how you can get seen. We really want to help light workers, healers, coaches, psychics, anyone, mystics, anyone who resonates with being a witch, any of that kind of energy where you know how to tap in, you know how to connect to Mother Earth, you know how to connect into Father Sky and the feminine and the masculine, and be able to use that in your own life, but you don't know how to use that either in your existing business, or you want to create a business to be able to do that and to use those gifts. So as far as like getting seen, it's really first of like, who are you talking to? If you're not very clear on that, then you're going to be all over the place. Okay. So give myself as an example, I thought I was going to come in and be a mindset coach, but it just didn't feel right. Like I'm like, there's so many mindset coaches out there. Like, I know that I have some kind of special gifts, and I want to be able to hone in where my client can see me directly. And then it was all about the subconscious and being how to read the subconscious. And then I started to understand intuition and my gifts. So now I would say, or I am, an intuitive business coach. So I'm an energy healer. So I'm able to look at what is happening in your life, how you're speaking. I'm listening to your subconscious. And so for those who are my ideal client, are for the people who speak the same language as me. So if it's someone who is, likes oracle cards, or has done some kind of Reiki, or at least knows what Reiki is and has been to a session, someone who understands the body, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you have some kind of training, or you learn the body and the meridians and how all those work. Maybe you know the chakras. Maybe different things, and you have these different spiritual gifts, or you've taken courses. We can actually teach you how to use those and to open and include them in your business. I feel that there's a lot of people out there who have a business. They've become spiritual or tapped into more of their intuition this past year. And so they're really trying to figure out, how do I bridge my authentic self and the language that I like to use with saying that in my business. I'll give my story as a little bit of an example, is that I was raised Jehovah's Witness, third generation. So anything spiritual or esoteric, we were taught it was evil. Then I married into a Baptist family, same kind of thing, the New Age movement, right? Like, stay away from it. You can bring things into your home that you don't want, like all this stuff. And I used to talk people out of going to see someone who is a psychic or a medium. Hello, Ona. Because of my programming and how I was taught. And then I went to my first Reiki session, and I thought, you know what? I don't really follow those religious programs anymore. Let me see, what is it that I believe about myself? And so when I went to that first Reiki session, I didn't feel anything really. I'm going to be completely honest with you, because I think I was so closed up. I was so afraid from that early programming. And then I started to shift. She had oracle cards there. And again, that was taboo for me, but I thought, what the heck? I'm here. It's my birthday. I'm gonna go for it. So when I picked a card, and it was the happy card. and it was my birthday. So the girl was holding balloons. I'm like, hey, coincidence, great. Remember, I'm a skeptic, okay? And then I had picked up a heart with a key on it, and the key was one of those old-fashioned keys, and it had my initials on it. And on the card, the lady noticed, she's like, oh, the key on your little decoration you picked up at the gift shop, actually the hole is on the card. And I thought, oh, how cool. I'm out here actually looking for a new place. So I said, maybe I found my new place. And I just thought it was a good sign, a good omen. Little did I know I was actually coming home to my heart, and I was starting to learn energy and energy healing and how to use that in my daily life, and that it's not scary. It's not evil, that it's all consciousness. It's all that when we die, the grid doesn't change. So science has proven that energy can be destroyed or created. And so we're able to use these gifts, and a lot of people are getting them this year, where more of that is coming in, whether you're seeing visions, or all of a sudden now you're smelling things, or you are able to read someone else's energy, or you go into a room and you can't stay very long because it's the power of the energy in the room, or you're an empath or a sensitive empath or a highly sensitive person. And it's almost like maybe you hide a little bit because you have to be careful whose energy you're around, because it can knock you out for days. So I would say you can use all of that stuff. It's kind of like harnessing lightning is how I feel, but you can use those gifts and turn that into a business, or add it into your business, because there are a lot of people right now who are questioning what is happening to their body, or even just wanting to learn how to tap into that inner magic. We talk about the balance of the feminine and the masculine energies. And once you can harness that and you really understand and you heal the feminine wounds and you heal the masculine wounds and you stand in your power of who you are, there are so many different ways that you can teach this kind of work, either in your existing business or creating something. Maybe you like oracle cards and you're really, that's just kind of like a fun hobby. You can use that to practice that intuition, to be able to trust yourself. So we started the Healing Soul School really because we were hanging out with healers and mediums and people who had these beautiful gifts. We all have them. We just were never taught how. But the thing is that they didn't really understand how to charge more, or charge anything really, or have the confidence, or to really understand how to run a business. And Virginia and I have such a huge business experience of our lives, that we wanted to be able to teach people how to do that, and really to help you get very solid and clear in who it is that you're serving and what you're doing, so that you feel confident, you feel like a powerhouse, you're happy to show people, what it is you offer, or your website or your page or whatever it is, and that people are actually able to see you. You're not invisible, that people can find you. Because that often happens is when we start a business, we have this passion, and that's how you start a business, not to alleviate financial insecurity. You start a passion business where you feel really good about that, because that's going to help you on the days when you have your lows, the roller coaster, the entrepreneurial roller coaster, where that's really important, so that you can tap into that energy. You tap into your true north, then you can actually, really be able to hone in on, again, who are you talking to? This is all about getting clear. What is your messaging? Those two have to match. If you're talking about, that you like, I don't know, red apples, but in your group are people who like oranges, then you're screwed. Like, they're not going to understand your language. They're not going to understand what it is that you're trying to do. So your messaging is really clear. It's got to be like, who are you speaking to? And again, if you just say, I help women, da, 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 that's not enough. Or I help entrepreneurs, that's not enough. Who? What kind of entrepreneurs? You want your person to read that first sentence or two and go, wow, this is me, and how can I get more of that? And then so that's you're getting who you're talking to, the getting seen, the confidence pieces are really a big part of this, because really we haven't really been taught a lot about business or how to run our own business. And so we have this idea, we say, okay, I'm just going to go for it. I'll create my pages or my content, and you're there and you're like, hey, I put out another post, and you're hoping for things to come in, and there's crickets and they're not seeing you, or you've got 5 people seeing it, or maybe you have a couple hundred or a couple thousand people, but they're not buying. There's something there energetically that is off. Maybe it's your money story. Maybe it's your vision or your belief in yourself about whether you can be successful or not. I really do feel that a lot of light workers have come through, or people who have their gifts and they're very strong, have come through some kind of an experience where they are kept smaller, or maybe hiding because of how we were raised or the families we chose to come into, those kinds of things. And so we're here to see your magic. We're here to see what it is you do to help you get really clear in that, and to be able to, ground into your business. Your business has a consciousness as well. And so we want to teach you how to ground into that. I just want to go over my notes here before I start asking some questions. Welcome everyone who's on the call. So anchoring in your vision, very important. We have a workshop that we did. There's free content on our YouTube page. You can go back and watch those in more detail. If you really need help getting your spiritual vision set in, there's a video there for you. If you need help with your confidence and your impact, how to do that. A lot of it is your limiting beliefs. There's information there. Got to get this right up here. And any of those old stories or those limiting beliefs that are robbing you from your success, might even be you self-sabotaging yourself. Okay. There's information there, or in our workbook. If you need the workbook, put #workbook and we'll get that to you, or send us an email if you're watching the replay, info@healingsoulschool.com, and we'll get that out to you. And then the next is focus and structure. I really want to teach people how to have a focused, or a structured business, or a balanced business is the word, where you've got your structure, your masculine energy. So the days that you're working, I like to work Monday to Thursday, and then Friday to Sunday is play. Friday and Saturday, I put things in my schedule I love that are going to totally lift me up and feel like playing. You can do that in the week as well. And then Sunday is a day just to, like, for myself, no work, because I'm a workaholic. And so I really have to be careful not to overwork. Otherwise I'm spent. And then the next day my energy isn't 100%. So it's learning your own self and your body and how that works, so that you are working effectively. The less I work, the more money I make, which is really amazing, right? Because it's not this, I got to try, fix. I'm taking that seat back in my safe feminine, saying, okay, universe, I trust. I'm here. Thank you for these, ideas that you have given me, or where we're going in our business, or what our programs are. I'm feeling really safe and secure in that. The people, I just trust that whoever is meant to find us is going to find us. They will see us, and it's working. Yesterday, I had 3 people reach out. How can I work with you? I'm like, this is so great. Like, this is what we're teaching, is how to be in your safe feminine, so that you're in this attraction mode where people are seeing your stuff, but they want to work with you. They're like, ooh, I love what you've been doing, or I've been following you, or thank you. That actually helped me so much. I'd love to get on a call. What does it look like to work with you? Those are the kinds of conversations that make my day, right? When those come in. But now we're in this expectation of it's coming in. We don't have to try the law of attraction, the manifestation, writing our affirmations. It's like, no, get very clear in who you are, who you're serving, so that they find you. We're not running up and down that beach anymore, trying to, like, do you want to buy into my business? Do you want to buy in my program? How about you? We're done with that. Just simply get strong. Who do you serve? Let's work on that. And then it's really creating that energy within yourself on how to be in that pull, so that they're finding you and they are just loving what you're doing. The other part is about getting seen. Our workbook has a few different things on how to do that. I built the workbook on purpose so that you could start slow and really use some of those things to get seen, really get clear in how you're showing up online, that people can find you, that they know what the next step is. So awesome. You did a great post, and I know that you're a health coach, but what's the next step? I really like this content that you're posting, but I have no idea what your next steps are. Do I book a call? Do I, have to go in your Facebook group? Like, whatever it is, please make sure that that's very clear, because it's good to have your post and to get seen, but then make sure that that next call to action or what you're doing is very clear. And, part of the structure and the focus is, what's your schedule? If you're just willy-nilly, or you are waking up every day and you're just winging it, good luck. I've been on that merry-go-round, and you're just going to go round and round and round until you allow someone to hold your hand and say, look, do these things. Here are the simple tasks. No high tech, no high, posting or social media or all that stuff. It's like, yeah, just being in yourself, being in your authentic truth, and the people are going to start to see that and feel you, and they're going to come, which is really amazing. Okay, so all of those things that I've just mentioned, there are videos on our YouTube page. You can go there. And if you need more help on that, I strongly recommend the workbook, because I'm a chatty Kathy, and I put in a lot of detail into that workbook on how to go through all of those stages. Another piece of what I did for you was that I created meditations as well. It was all a purpose as well. So the first one, it's all about reconnection to your soul, especially if you are, I was going to say, like, if you're a light worker, or you feel that you're here to help the collective, you've been through some shit, you've been through some really hard stuff. And so you gotta, whenever we have trauma, we have things that happen to us, I do feel that your soul came here to heal and evolve. Then we leave our body because the pain is too great. So we are teaching you how to reconnect back into yourself. Where is your higher self? Is she or he out there somewhere floating, or are they here running the business with you, where they're making decisions? You're asking source, I need this, or higher self, I'd love to, meet this kind of person, or I would love to find this kind of content. And then bam, it just comes and it's given to you. It's really awesome to be in that kind of draw and that kind of attraction mode. Okay. The next piece is, or the next meditation was heal your past. And this all has to do with the confidence. If you have some stuff that's hanging on from that past, you're not going to be confident. You're going to either be playing small, you're going to be in some kind of feeling of I'm not worthy, or any of that. Got to heal that in order to move forward at any stage, whether you're starting new and you feel nervous getting on a live, or whether you want to sign a $25,000 client a year or more, whatever that is. We got to go with the foundations and clear out those roots. Otherwise, it's just going to follow you all the way. Part of that too is, are you having clients who are either they're showing up, wow, I love this content, but I don't have time. I got to speak to my spouse. I don't have the money. Whatever the reasons are, especially if those are coming up over and over, they're a mirror. So where are you giving out that kind of energy in the way that you're speaking, the way that your content is, the way that you get on a call? You don't even have to say a word. They know 80% of the way we speak is our body language and what we're saying before we even open our mouth. So they feel that from you. Okay. Mine is fear of rejection. That's something that I've been working on healing, been doing really good at it, feeling good. And I know that there were times when I was on calls and the client didn't buy because they knew that I had a fear of whether I'd show up for them or not, whether I'd be in my fear of, can I deliver the transformation? And so it just fizzled out. I know that had happened in the past. So I work on that. And I'm like, hey, I'm showing up. I'm here. Like, I know that I'm going to help someone transform. I know I'm going to help them get clear on, whether they're coming for healing or they're coming for some direction in their business. I'm a get shit done person. We don't need to keep spinning our wheels. We don't need more content. You don't need more certifications or courses. You just need someone to say, hey, let's see what puzzle pieces you have. Let's put them together. You don't need to go and get more stuff. It's let's start trusting in yourself and your intuition so that the pieces you have, you're good. Like, the stuff, your soul knows the stuff. You've been preparing for this for lifetimes. It's just like, let's just get some of those little things out of the way that are keeping you from being seen, so that now you're good, and you're out there. People are seeing it and they're loving your content. Then the offer focus and structure, I did the meditation on heal your money story. This is so, so important because what you have, what your results are, is what you believe you're capable of having. So if you're struggling, if the money is tight, if you're not sure how to pay your bills, like any of that stuff, healing your money story is going to be very, very important. Even just write out, what do I believe about money? And just let your subconscious write for more than 5 minutes and just write everything. You might say, your affirmations like money is all around me, or money flows to me through different directions, all those things. What'll happen is after all the nice sunflower or, rainbows and all that comes out, is the shit that's in your subconscious about your money story is going to come out after that. And so you want to heal and clear that. It's an old story, an old paradigm that is got to go. Society teaches us that, look in the movies, money is dirty, or, the mob movies, or the bad guy had all the money and the good guy was the one who struggled. Like, we've been so conditioned with all of this. So what is hanging out in your subconscious that might be holding you back or keeping you from that? Okay. If anyone's a number person, it's 1222. I love the 222. Next is all about on the getting seen is grounding your business. Like I said, your business has a consciousness. So you want to ground into that. So you feel at one with your business. Where does your business, if you were to close your eyes right now, take a deep breath from your belly. This is good for me too, to take a breather. Where's your business? Is it something that's connected to you? Is it rooted into Mother Earth? Just like we ground ourselves and we root from our feet, or we root from our base chakra. Is your business rooted as well? What does it look like? How big are the walls? It better have a back door, because there's people that you're not going to want to have. They're drawn to you because they're drawn to your light, but they're not a good fit. And you just know that. And so you let them go with, ease and grace, those kinds of things. That is what's going to help you in that meditation, is grounding your business so that it feels like it's a part of you. It needs to communicate. Same with the money. If you're, in the meditation, I think I did in the meditation, or I definitely did in the video on that with money, is where, if you're on a park bench, where is money? Is it sitting, on the other side of the bench, like it was for me? And I was giving it the cold shoulder, like, where the hell have you been? That's really important for me to know in my business, because I'm going to interact. As you do one thing, you do everything. And so if that's where money is, then, that's just really important to know ahead of time. That's why these meditations were very purposeful with how I set them up, so that you're healing the stuff. Let's get rid of old stories, old paradigm. And now we're bringing in the new energy and the new paradigm, grounding in your business. And then the last one I did was about being you now. So how do you want to be? Are you making $3,000 a month in your business, 5,000, 10,000? I'm not going to again, blow sunshine. Most of the people that are with us are at the same stage we are. We are a new business. We started in December. And so where are you in that process? Make sure you have consistent income that's coming in every month, so that you're building your confidence when you're speaking with someone, that actually, as you're speaking, that is coming out, because you've set your structures, your foundation in your business. And now, you're building that consistent monthly income. And so if that's what you're going to help people with, and you're teaching them how to do that, you better be doing that too. You better be walking your own walk, or have taken your own program, right? So that they know that you've done the work too. Otherwise, it comes out energetically. People feel that, and they just know how that goes. Okay. Welcome to everyone who's on the call. So today, really, I just want to talk about intuition a little bit, and then I'll open it up for Q&A and your spiritual gifts. So if you're not really familiar with this and you're really new to this, really just tap in. So it's getting calm in meditation, having your breath work so that you're calming your nervous system. Because if you're in fight or flight, good luck creating a business that's successful. You won't, because you're just so wrapped up. Your prefrontal cortex, the science of your brain, is shut down. You won't even see the opportunities that are available to you. Or someone will say, wow, that was really good content, or I would love to come, connect with you. And you forget all about them. And sources like, I gave you that person, like there was a lead for you, but you're like, because you're like, oh, I hope I can pay my bills, or I'm really worried about this relationship, or, whatever it is. It's all energy. It all works together. And so you definitely want to make sure that you're calming yourself through meditation and breath work, so that you're seeing the opportunities that are out there and available to you. Super important. Okay. With our spiritual gifts, the four clairs, whether you're clairvoyant or clairsentient or clairaudient, for those who don't know those words, is like, do you hear messages, or do you have an inner knowing where you just know that that's the message? Is it through your sacral or your solar plexus, where you get a message and you just feel it through the lower, like your torso? That could be one. Are you someone who smells? A lot of people I've been hearing lately, they smell cigarettes, which is so wild. It's someone who's passed away, who's there, their energy or their essence is there in the room. And it's like, okay, cool. Instead of being afraid, you just say, I am the light. But what is it? What's that message for? What is it there to tell you? It's a message for something, which is really exciting and cool. It could be that you see visions, or you're seeing numbers all the time, or, something there all of it works together, and all of it is part of, I feel, what your breadcrumbs are to lead you towards, your business that you're going to grow, be successful in, stand really strong, and have people coming to you because they just see your power. They see that you're really clear in what you do and who you help, and they also have that need. They're staying awake at night. Like this industry is, coaching and people looking for help. It's almost a $3 trillion business. People are laying awake at night for the thing that you provide, whatever that is. And so we've been talking about this week is like really just being clear as the lighthouse. So if you're the lighthouse, close your eyes, just take a couple of deep breaths. I really want to ask you to just like tap into your heart space. Who are you here to help? You are a multidimensional being. I really do feel that a lot of us have come back at this time as souls to unite and to help the collective. What's your role? What's your piece in all of this puzzle? So if you imagine your clients are out there and they're the boats. They're the boats in the harbor. A storm is coming. They've got a hole and they're afraid. They can't even sleep because they're just in their fear, or they're needing to get this done, or to learn how to do this, whatever it is, or to grow. What is it that you're helping them with? You are that lighthouse. You're saying, here I am. Is your light on, or is only one on, your light on for 3 days and then it's turned off because, you're back in your own stuff, or whatever it is. It's like, if that light is on and it's consistent, then they will find you and they will come, right? Build it and they will come. All right, cool. So I would just want to address someone who had come on earlier and she had to pop off. So this is for you, Sarah, in case we're going to send you the replay. Welcome, everybody. And this was her message about her business and kind of where she was needing some help. So her business, she says, is a soul course, and we love that here. I am a Reiki healer, soul embodiment coach, and ecstatic dancer. For those who don't know, it is like music is played and you just dance like no one's watching. You heal yourself through that because you're connecting to yourself. You're connecting to your soul. It's really beautiful. We've interviewed DJ Flourish, who does that ecstatic dance. I think it's so great. I want to be a DJ so that I can do this eventually one day. And she says, I have created a retreat called New Earth, New Me Retreat. So guess I'm feeling stuck with clients finding me and connecting, aligned to the point where they would like to attend. So for you, Sarah, I know that you didn't get a chance to stay on, so I could ask you more questions, and I'm happy to jump on a call with you and really just get to the root of maybe why they're not seeing you. Feel like for you, it's energetic. Is there something that you're hiding? Maybe that this is new for you, or maybe you were, I don't know, a nurse or some other profession before, and now you've created this business. And is it that you might be hiding? Is there a piece of it subconsciously that you're hiding? Not consciously, you're like, here I am, I want to help people, but something in your energetic field that is keeping you blocked in that area. And I would just say, do a mind map. I love mind maps because it's a really good way. I drew it today for Vivian. Thanks for being here. So the mind map is really, you can do this for anything. It's just a mind dump where, you want to create a course, or who's your ideal client. Just draw the sun, you in the middle, your business name or whatever it is, your program you want to create, and you just draw out what are all the benefits, what are all the things that people are going to get out, what are people stuck with. That's a big one. What is their language? Because that's the language you want to use. And most likely it's something that you've come through. So it's your language. So is it people that are feeling stuck, or they're feeling heavy, or they're feeling in their shame, or they're hiding, or whatever it is, whatever, that you're called to help people with is, again, most likely something you've come through. Then being able to write that down and really get the understanding of the feeling, the emotion. People don't buy just because they want to buy another course. They're buying into you because they see something in you. You invoke an emotion or a feeling in them. They're like, wow, I think you could help me. Or what does it look like to work with you? It's because you've created that kind of experience. You're not just regurgitating information that you've heard from somewhere else. It's all about connecting with them on their soul level, right? They see or feel something in you where they're like, wow, your story is so impactful, or I resonate, or oh my gosh, I feel like you're speaking my story. How do I learn more about you, or what is it that you do? Because I really am connecting with you. So that's how you're going to find your people. For you, Sarah, is, using the language. Is your message really clear, or are you hiding a little bit? This was, I can say in my example too, is my Facebook group, and everyone that I'm connected to from my past is a lot of church people or family. And they're like, what are you talking about? You've been a travel agent the last 10 years. How are you teaching business and soul stuff and connecting to your inner power? Right. It was a switch for me during the lockdown, which I'm super grateful for. Yes, I help people with their travel, and now I help them with their soul travel. I'm really teaching the energetics of the business. So it's not that much of a difference. I've been teaching and coaching my whole life. It's just now I've got something that I'm super passionate about. Yes, Mexico is a great destination. Yes, you'll have a great time in England, like, or wherever you're going. But for me, there's no sizzle there anymore. And so I knew that shift was really important to me, to now help people with something that is really more important to me than where someone's going on a trip, is like, how do we get you past those mindset blocks, or those spiritual blocks, or your logistic blocks in your business, so that now you are really standing out. You are standing out as the genius in that area, or, maybe in that niche. Anyone who's come from a cult or a religion, or has been shunned, or, those kinds of things, there are so many people out there who are alone, and they don't know how to get help. They don't know where to start. They don't know how to heal themselves. And so we would really love to help you to really get clear in you and what you're doing and who you're here to help, so that you can go and help more people. We are, like I say, I'm a trainer of trainers. I want to really be able to help you get that clarity, so that people can see you and really come into that. Okay. So for your cell phone, now, welcome. I know we connected on Clubhouse, and thank you for being here. Tell us about yourself and what is your business?
Well, I feel like I'm like rediscovering like what my business will be going forward, because in the past, I transformed. So now like my business is going to transform, you know what I mean? So I kind of have taken a break from it as I was healing. It used to be, I kind of helped people, on their spiritual journey. Like they were starting off and they were trying to heal like certain, inner traumas from childhood. And I was just guiding people along that path, to heal themselves, like mentally, physically, emotionally. And then I also used oracle cards too, to help people see what was going on with their chakras, or just what direction they should take in their life. I also did a little bit like mediumship, where I would just connect with people's past loved ones, just stuff like that. So I'm not 100% sure what my business should be now. I just know like I have these gifts like you were talking about, and like what can I do with them? You know what I mean? I'm still healing too, so I feel like it will come together the more I heal like the money blocks and the other trauma that I'm still healing from. I feel like that has to take place first before I'll even be able to like start that business up in a new way again. So,
right.
Yeah.
So my question would be like keep healing, and that's good, but I would say don't stop. Just because you're healing doesn't mean that you can't impact someone else. So if you could pick one thing that so well that you've healed yourself, or you could talk about it in your sleep, or it's like the easiest thing for you to talk about, what would be that one thing that could help someone? What do you know, like the back of your hand?
Maybe boundaries, self-love, showing people how to, that I really feel like I've mastered, because I've had to let go of a lot of things within myself, a lot of people, to love myself better. And I feel like at this point, I really, know how to do that. So probably that area. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
As you were speaking, I'm just tapping in, like surrender. It's what's coming up, is that you can teach people how to surrender to their past.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I like that. I'm going to write that down. Yeah.
But then you don't just leave them there, right? Like for me, it's very important that you always want to have like, how are you walking them through the transition? So yes, you have this one thing where it could be just a class, like a course or something on surrender, and you're teaching them that. And part of it is going to be emotional resiliency and boundaries, right? Because they probably had no boundaries before. And so as they're surrendering, they're releasing shame, they're releasing guilt, they're releasing fear, anger. Anger really is kind of like more of a higher emotion. Really, there's
Right.
something below. There's shame. Most likely it's shame. They've been shamed somehow and it made them angry, right? So it's like let's go in, let's find what's that root. You say you're angry at your parents or you're angry at this situation. Okay, well, that's actually not the root. Let's go deeper. How did it make you feel? Did you feel stupid? Did you feel like you were talked down to, or you weren't given a voice? You know what I mean? Like there's something
Yeah.
there to go deeper. And so it could just simply be like super simple, depending on like if you're starting super from scratch, just get together a call or yeah, I could say you could do it two ways. So get together a call where you're just answering questions. People who are wanting to surrender, they're looking for someone to share their story. They want to feel heard. And if you are comfortable with that, because you got to be careful, because that's a lot of energy too. So you got to know how to look after yourself with lots of self-care. But it could be that you're teaching them how to heal old emotions, right? And then the surrendering of the past. But then you don't just leave them there, right? So then you walk them through like, what's the next level that you're going to teach them? It's some kind of emotional mastery and so on and so forth. And Vivian, I know you're on the call too. This is for you, is like whatever you're walking them through is eventually, maybe in a year or two, whenever it feels really good and you're really solid in what you're doing and clients are transforming and they're loving in you and they're like sending you testimonials or messages, are like, oh my God, you've like saved me so much. Like, thank God I met you, like all of those things. And you're just feeling really in your power. And you're like, this shit's working. Like I am helping people, or it's these specific people in this area. Then you take whatever it is that you're teaching them and you create a facilitator program where now you can teach other people how to do that using your methodology or whatever your business system is. And they can buy into that, where they don't have to recreate the wheel. Do done for you services kind of as a year, 2 or 3 out for them, where now you've got all the stuff from your own business. So now you just have it like as a carbon copy where they can buy like the basics of a business. There's so many people who want to help people. They have no idea how to get started or how to do that. And so that's something that I'm going to design coming forward, is like how to heal through the chakras, because I think a lot of people use them. It's super simple as far as like a methodology in that. The first 3 chakras, a lot of people need help healing from, especially when you're talking about traumas like base chakra. So all of the base chakra words of like, how do you know your base chakra's out? That's in your marketing, because people are like, oh my gosh, that's me. Oh my gosh, she's talking to me. And you're teaching them how to heal that. That's your messaging right there. Right. Even for you, Vivian, too, is like first and second, any of the sexual stuff, or if you are dealing with someone, but you got to be careful, because you don't want to bring in people where they're like, they're in their trauma, they own it, it's their identity, they're still in that energy. Ugh, it's like you're just going to burn out. You want to make it very clear that the people you work with are ready. They've done some work, but they feel like it's just still not clicking. There's something energetically that's missing, that they're not still, that they have survived, that they view themselves as being, that they survived. It's in the past, so that they're not continually in that space. Otherwise, you will be burnt out. You'll leave a call and you'll be like, okay, I don't know what happened, but like your side swipe, like a truck hit you. So you got to be very mindful of that. We were as well. Like I have a huge heart and passion for entrepreneurs who've been through some stuff. And so my website guy was like, that's really heavy. You can't say you help, entrepreneurs who were raised in trauma. And I'm like, that's how my heart feels, but you're right. It is kind of heavy, because I'm going to bring in people with their heavy stuff. It's like, no, I help entrepreneurs who want to empower others. And I already know you've been through some shit, right? So that's just going to come up anyway. So it's just one of our tools, but it's a growth process. And Virginia's probably laughing her butt off. Any other comments around what I just mentioned there? I did pull a couple cards because I do love, and I like your chakras that are hanging in the window there.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? How do I say your name?
Me?
Yeah. Ona,
Oh.
Anna.
Anna.
Anna. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for you, Anna, as I was speaking, or things that you might still have some questions about?
I don't know. I think I'm all right now, but I might reach out to you afterwards, email you, and maybe get the workbook, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love your accent. New York. We're in
Yeah.
Canada, so it's a little different. It's awesome.
That's cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Okay, so I pulled two cards, or two cards came out, and the first one is trust the niggle. So what's that niggling feeling trying to tell you? What are the things? So clear any of the energetic blocks. So maybe you need to clear something, or there's a bill that has to get paid, or there's an email that you've been not, dreading having to do, whatever. Like, what are that little voice that keeps telling you to do this and do that, that maybe something you're resisting, get it done. Okay, that's just really going to help you, because the more we resist, or the more we think about it. So if you think about taking out the garbage, for an example, and you're lazy, or you're just feeling like, oh, I'm on the couch, or I'm just in such a zone, I don't want it, it's a pain in the butt to go do it. So you're thinking about it 100 times, it goes through your brain. Your brain doesn't know whether you did it or not, and so you're still using that kind of energy. So now you feel even more tired at the end of the day, because it's been that one thing, or maybe it's been a client call that you knew you had to make, but it's uncomfortable. Just get it done, because if you don't, it's going to weigh on you over and over through the day. And so that's that trusting, is like anything that's kind of hanging, tie up loose ends. Maybe there's someone who wanted to work with you or didn't. Go and find out, and if they don't, then awesome, close the door. Like close up any loose ends is really what that card is saying. Okay. And then the other one is pillar of light. So you are the oracle.
It's pretty. Wow.
Yeah,
I like
I love this deck. It's the Work Your Light deck. And your vibration is rising, that you are the oracle. So it's really like, everyone on this call or watching the replay, the answers that are within. So I think the next piece is being able to connect to your higher self, to trust those messages, to trust them more. And, as part of the confidence piece, if you're pick one daily habit a day, that's how you build trust with yourself. Do it for 30 days. Where you can give yourself a gold star. Maybe it's making your bed. Maybe it's having a glass of water when you first wake up, if you're not really good at drinking water, or putting lemon in the water. Something that you can do for 30 days, that you're building that confidence, because often we doubt ourselves, and that shows up in your business. So if you're like, that's it, I'm not eating cookies anymore when I get frustrated or angry, and then 3 days goes by, and you go have some cookies, now inside your subconscious and your ego is like, see, you can't even not eat cookies. How do you expect to help a client in that way, or to transform? So lots of love if you have the cookies, but figure out, why are you having the cookies? Is it an emotional eat? That's a different topic. It's not, having to punish yourself, but really like looking at your behavior, the language that you're speaking to yourself. No more criticism. No more like, oh, I'm dumb, or I'm stupid, or I'm not as far along as I should be. You are perfect just the way you are. You weren't ready before for whatever your next thing is, but now you are. It's probably why we're connected, or how you found us too, is because we take people who've got some gifts and some magic. We see your light, we dust off the wings, so to speak, and we help you to rise to that next level, so that you are out there, you're confident, you're bright and shiny. You're like, hey, you want to look at my website, right? You're actually, or my group, or whatever. You are just so proud, and you want to share that, as opposed to, I have a business. Or hoping that no one asks you because it's different, or you just kind of feeling the vibe in the room. But meanwhile, you speak up out of your confidence, and someone's like, oh my gosh, you do mediumship? I would love to know about that. Can I sit with you? Like, can we chat? That's how it goes. So you just speak your truth, speak your intuition, show up as your authentic self, and people are going to so resonate with that, and they will come. That's how energy works.
That's cool.
This is for you, Ona, is that I somehow ended up in a mediumship group on Facebook. I don't know. I'm in there, and the month of August, they had 500 people join who want to learn mediumship. So if that's something that and it's a skill of yours, start baby. Like the baby steps of what like without a shadow of the doubt, is like how to tap into your intuition. What are oracle cards, crystals, whatever it is, like the very basic mediumship stuff, or like having a call where people can come and practice.
Right.
So They will pay for that. They will pay to have someone who is tapped into that gift. This is for you, Vivian, too, because you've been channeling dead people. They will pay for that. I'm telling you, it's like, what would be like a nice way to describe this? Like, it's like flies on shit. I'm just gonna say, like, you understand the expressions, like people just come in. I mentioned that I have, a friend who's a really great reader, and the person I was saying was like, oh, can I have her number? I wanna talk to her. Then they told two other friends who booked sessions with her. Like, I'm telling you, these people are looking for us that have this kind of gift, because they've looked at religion, they've looked at science, they've tried to figure it out on their own, and they can't, because it's something that nothing can explain it except tapping into your intuition, into source. And so they're looking for us who understand these gifts and can explain it to them. Mm-hmm. So really shine in that. I would say, even, for everyone who's on the call, is you have, there are people who are going through spiritual awakenings right now, whether they're feeling in their body or they're seeing signs or whatever it is. And they're like, I've never experienced it before. I've never heard anyone in my circle, my family would disown me if they knew I was having these thoughts or, these things happening. They're looking for you. They're looking for that help of someone who already knows it, that they can explain it. They like your demeanor. They like the way that you're speaking and all of those things. So don't hide. Be very open in what your gifts are and what you're capable of doing, because there are so many people who are looking for that right now. And there's a lot of people, I would even say, who have been in the church, where they were raised in some kind of a, Christian home or Catholic or like whatever. And they're shifting, because we're all in this spiritual awakening. And so they're looking, okay, how do I honor my parents in my past? And maybe I taught Sunday school. And so that was a huge transition for me. I'm like, what? You can talk to spirits? Like, I can talk to I have a guide? And it was a huge thing for me, because there was a lot of fear attached to it, the way that I was programmed. So there's a lot of people too who are transitioning out of that. And that's why, like, our Conscious Business Showcase, I created, it was a download. I just said, source, like, I'm here, I surrender. I don't want to be a travel agent anymore. What does the collective need? That could just simply be your day one. What does the collective need? And then bam, your downloads are going to come, especially around the new moon or the full moon. Pay close attention to what's coming in and write that down, because it's just part of your breadcrumbs. Or you could not write it down, and in a year you're back on this call going, I really want to grow my business. You're getting signs all the time. Just watch for them and expect them, and then act on them, right? So I just went off on a tangent, sorry. But really, just like coming back to, people are transitioning. This spiritual awakening, there's a call that I've been a part of, Spiritual Awakening Signs and Symptoms. And that call ran for, like, I don't know, 6 weeks, a month, 2 months or something straight, 24 hours, people coming into the room because they're looking for help. They're experiencing these things, and they can't talk about it with everyone, but they can talk about it with us. We get them. Right. And so I know I was saying the Conscious Business Showcase is our last 2 hours. It's on our YouTube channel. The last 2 hours of all our Conscious Business Showcases, what is Ask an Energy Healer, because I wanted to show people that it's a really beautiful thing and it's not scary, especially if they've never been exposed to it before, that they could come and see, just what that is. Virginia and I, we have a spiritual coach, and they've been teaching us like how to tap in. And we already had some of those gifts, but we hired someone to teach us how to go even deeper. So we are learning that. I think every coach should have a coach, so we also have a coach, and we have a mentor. I have a business coach as well, because I really do believe that I will never be without a coach again, because they see something different. They see our blind spots. If we knew how to fix them, we would. And so it's just that magnetism, where someone can see your magic. They can dote on you. They can say, wow, like, you're really a superstar. Do you see that this is part of your magic? Those kinds of things. And so, just being in your power of who you are, what you're here to share, is just really awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So glad that we connected. DM me, and let's set up a call. Let's really get you clear, so that I really just want to help women, mostly who's gonna find us, but like help people, men in their feminine, their comfortable feminine, they're free to be in their vulnerable feminine, will find us too, where they can really just teach people how to empower themselves, so that you are good financially. You have no more financial worries, there's so much work out there. It's just really getting clear on a few small things, not overwhelming, especially if you've had any kind of past trauma. You don't want to overwhelm the nervous system. So we're really paying attention to your energy as well. And you can't go from charging $99 to $5,000. Your brain and your body shut you down. You'll go into depression. You'll get a disease, like something that will knock you out. It's just how energy works. You got to go with what your belief level is as well. And so we work with you along those lines to make sure that you're in alignment of what you believe. And then we pull you up a little bit, and then we pull you up a little bit more. You know, we're here to help you to grow into that. But I really, really, really want to help people have like a business where they are independent. You're not having to go get a job. You're not having to dependent on someone else to pay your bills or whatever, that you feel so good and in your power and you're making a difference. Awesome. So good. We met on Clubhouse. So for anyone listening, on Wednesday mornings, I'm on Clubhouse at 8 a.m. Eastern for a breathwork class. And it's really just to help calm that nervous system. And yeah, just help you shine. Cool. I'm not sure who Z3352CA is, but welcome if you want to put your name in the chat or tell me what is your business and what are you doing. Vivian, how are you? Do you want any more clarity on what we discussed already?
Hi, I am doing good. I'm just absorbing everything that you're saying and absolutely loving it. So thank you so much for guiding everyone in this group. I really appreciate you. And yeah, I'm a big fan.
Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My husband's like me too. I actually wanted to ask you, did you randomly pull out the mother card that you had sent me, or was that something that you specifically pulled out of? I'm sorry, I don't know if you heard me.
Yeah, I knew, and I tapped in. So when you started talking about it, I knew that card existed in my deck, and so I just went straight to it.
I love it. Thank you. I was like, that's like 100% me right now, and it's something that I've really been thinking about for like the last couple of weeks. So and after hearing and talking to you, I'm like, that's it. I'm getting a little statue, and it goes like everything, because in my culture, like the houses, all the Middle Eastern houses in my culture, because I was born Catholic. So in my nationality is 100% Catholic. So all the Catholics had the Mary in the front of the house. And, you know, being a Jehovah's Witness, that's like super anti. So in my head, it's like, no, you are not getting a little figurine of a Mary. Exactly. Which is fucking crazy. I'm totally getting that.
Yeah, there's the Mother Mary. And you know what? And actually, I'm glad you said that. As far as like your history and your background, I really feel your ancestors are calling you home, like to help women who were raised, like how you were raised. Yes, part of the Jehovah's Witness, because like people who were suppressed, and also back to your motherland, to your culture of like how women were raised. And I have goosebumps. My guide's here, so it's you being called back to your ancestors and to your like homeland or motherland, not to physically go there, but to help women who understand that, and you understand what they have grown up, what the old paradigm is for them, and you can teach them how to come into their power and into the new paradigm. And it just keeps coming, like how to live a life of pleasure and to not feel shame for having that pleasure, right? To be really allowed to open up and to experience pleasure. Like how incredible.
I love that. Thank you so much for guiding me continuously. Again, my subconscious is again like, who are you to say that? But I'm like, I am going to be that person. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Christine.
You know it. And I would say your soul has been preparing for this for lifetimes.
Yeah, like I was born into this culture for a reason, and I became a Jehovah's Witness also for a reason. So thank you. It's very, very powerful. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And those are the people who are going to find you, Vivian. Like they're just going to read and see your content. And when you're very clear of like who you help, could be women who've been suppressed, right? There's so many things that can go with that. you'll find your words. You'll find the words and it will feel really good. It'll roll off your tongue. There'll be an energy to it where it feels good and there's an upswing. It kind of feels like, when you're dancing or there's fire and it's like the energy of whatever you're typing, whatever your copy is or your print, especially like that first small paragraph of who you serve has got to have that upswing to it. It's got to have that feeling that when people read it, they feel your energy and it's moving them forward. So it's like, I help these people go from here to here. And they're like, oh, dang, that's me.
No, and I totally agree. I mean, I know you said it to write my before and after story. And I mean, there's a reason why I never felt like I fit into my culture. So it's 100% suppressed and full of shame. They're just like riddled with shame and they suppress that. And that turns into, as you had mentioned too, anger. So most people are angry and just replace that with materialism. So it's just a really toxic culture.
Yep.
At least my 39 first cousins and my aunts and my uncles. And it's I can't, but I've stepped away from that. So definitely I feel called for that too.
Yeah. You're the generation breaker. Like you are the cycle breaker. And I feel like even, being able to just even think of your aunts and your cousins when you're creating and you are thinking of who you're speaking to, like even just imagine that they're in a room and you're speaking to them. And you're saying, hey guys, like we don't have to live in this shame anymore. Right. Excuse me. I think of that and super, super powerful.
I think it's a great idea. That was actually one of my intentions when I did ayahuasca last time is I wanted to connect with my culture and my ancestors because I feel so disconnected. So this is definitely something that I feel called to step forward in because my work is to release shame. So I feel definitely called. That's something I definitely want to do.
Awesome.
Something I definitely think I can make a video about as well.
And thank you. I'm so glad the conversation has gone this way because we're all being called by our ancestors. So I put up a last couple posts on my Instagram about that. Christine 33WL, how we're being called back, right? So your grandmothers and grandpa, like they're there with you and they're saying, yes, Vivian, like we're so proud of you. And even like moving into that and every culture, Catholic, like your home country and all of that. Tell me again, what is it? Your background?
I'm from Baghdad, Iraq. I'm Chaldean.
Chaldean, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like an original Chaldean.
Yeah, like Nebuchadnezzar, he was Chaldean.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. I'm 100%.
Awesome. So like even in the Chaldean culture, there are ways of connecting to a higher power and, I would like some energy work or whatever around that. It'd be cool to kind of see or know what those are so that if you're using those, I don't know, maybe it's crystals, maybe it's a statue or like, I don't know.
It's coffee, coffee reading.
Is it?
Coffee reading.
Cool. Like
yeah,
tea
that's
leaf.
what like no, actually like it's usually instead of like think about like the people looking in the crystal ball, like Middle Eastern women would go to a woman and she pours like Arabic coffee into a cup and she looks in the cup and she sees your fortune. I've never gone there. I've heard stories of this before, but it's something that I know it's in my heritage.
Cool.
But I would say the majority of my cousins are super religious, so all they do is like post things about religion, about Mary and praying to saints, and it's like being a Jehovah's Witness but being Catholic. It's like they're super.
Yeah, but the cool thing is like we can't put God in a corner, in a box. Like even I know a woman from the Latter-day Saints and she channels and she's very open. Like I'm channeling angels and stuff like that. And there's been some in the Catholic religion as well. Like it's everywhere where we're all being connected to our energy. And I really do feel that the wording, even in religion, is going to change as people are connecting into that power. They have a guide or they have a feeling or their intuition's there. Like it's going to we're evolving into that as a society. But I think that's really neat. And just like ask spirit source creator, like, hey, I would love to know like the coffee reading. Maybe there's someone in Sweden who does it, or, you know, you can connect to someone on a Zoom call or something where they do it for you, and just kind of like feel what the experience is. And not that you have to do that, although it'd be kind of cool if you learn that. That could be one of your party tricks at your retreats. Um, but I feel like there's something there for sure.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never even seen anyone do it before. My mom would just talk about stories like this, and I've heard relatives go when I haven't heard about it in like 30 years. The conversation right now that we're having is like, oh yeah, I should actually watch a YouTube video of somebody actually doing it. That would be cool.
Yeah. Like, how did our ancestors connect? Right? That's our medicine. That's what we're here to bring. It's not like, yes, we can do other cultures and bring that in, but I really do feel that we're all, you know, called to connect back to our own culture and how our ancestors expressed that. Like, there was medicine
Sure.
people in all of our cultures, right? So what did that look like? How did it feel? And yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's like we spent the day together.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, do you have any other questions? I'm going to wrap up the call.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's been a productive day. Enjoy your rest. Make sure you're drinking water. You've definitely moved a lot of stuff today. Yeah.
All right,
Virginia,
bye.
do you have any last comments?
Hi guys. No, I've been listening all along. I didn't want to interrupt. So you've been, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's nice to see everybody moving through all this and just navigating to step into their power. It's a beautiful thing. I love it.
Cool. All right. Thank you. And we will be in touch. I'm back one more time tomorrow. So we'll see what today I just tapped in, and this was, you know, we were talking about what are your gifts? What do you have? And how can you use that in your business? I also think that there's a lot of people out there who have a business, but at home they're spiritual. So come out of the spiritual closet, because your people, your business needs to, you know, light up from that spiritual, or like your authentic self of what you're speaking about at home, also to incorporate, because people are so hungry for this information right now. And so if you even already have a coaching business, or, you know, you're helping people in some manner, speak your truth. If you are, you know how to tap into your intuition, teach that to your community so that they're learning. If you're really good at like teaching emotions or boundaries, or you want to do a post on that or something, or what was your transformation, then I think that's really powerful. What's your story, you know, and to have that out there, because that's how people are going to find you. It's not, you know, like, oh, I teach people how to make 7 figures or 6 figures, or like whatever the marketing is out there. Awesome. You know, that's there and people are drawn to that. But I want a real person. Like, tell me what you've gone through. What have you transformed? Oh my gosh, I see you. I see me in your story, and you're doing that to help people. I'm in, right? That's how business is going to excuse me, move forward from here on. And it's that connection to someone. It's a real connection, not this kind of fake glitter, you know, 7-figure, 6-figure lifestyle. Yes, that will come when you're helping enough people. And so it's like, let's go back to really connecting. What business has always been built on from our ancestors forward is like relationships and connecting with people, and, you know, sharing parts of you, not the vulnerable stuff so much unless you're comfortable or you've done enough healing, but really a way that people can connect to the real you, not the facade that you put out there, but like who you are within, from deep within. That's how people are going to connect to you. It's all about the emotion and how you make them feel. That's what gets them to move closer to you, you know, towards buying or being a part of your program, or not even always about the money, about you being able to transform them and them trusting you, is that you're a real person and they can feel that. They know energy doesn't lie. Cool. We'll leave it there. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.